If Jah is watching there, no one can pull us down. As much as they would love to see us fall to the ground, Jah is watching there, no one can pull down.
Early love going out. What up, Clementine? How are you? Got a nice convo coming up today. Trust me. How you feeling?
It's in the valleys of the wars, some man the greedy. When the thoughts of the current state is purposely misleading, while the core pirates getting bigger, building on them city. Seems the mind has become a breathing ground for the guilty. We know the mind is the greatest tool, but without the heart it is a weapon for the greatest fool. That I will never give the right to the wrong manner. Believe forever, happy life and a bad meditation. If Jah is watching there, no one can hold us down. As much as they would love to see us fall to the ground, Jah is watching there, no one can hold down. As much as they would love to see. They made a poison for the air, but they still got to breathe. They wanna gain control of the land and the sea, but you could never truly own something you need. Actually, without a reciprocity, you are a slave to it. Only the organics got the consciousness to feel a touch. You want to create something great, then you got to seek Jah first. These are the things I've seen. These are the things in Jah I will put my trust.
What's poppin', Camille?
If Jah is watching,
Brooklyn's in the building.
No one can hold us down. No one. As much as they would love to see, we won't fall to the ground. Jah is watching the
Wagwan Orel.
No one can hold down. As much as
Red Fox, how's it going? Larger Paul, what's poppin'? West London in the building.
in the valleys of the war, some man the greedy. When the thoughts of the current state is purposely misleading, while the core pirates getting bigger, building on them cities. Seems the mind has become a breathing ground for the filtered. I know the mind is the greatest tool, but without the heart it is a weapon for the greatest fool. Judge, I will never give the right to the wrong man. Believe forever, happy life and a bad meditation. If Jah is watching there, no one can pull us down, as much as they would love to see.
It's the voice of Plus Disturbance, ladies and gentlemen. You know we drop the joints you don't hear on a regular, right?
He's watching there.
Yes, man.
No one can hold us.
Can I say twin spin?
As much as they would love to see.
Twin spin. Real eclectic artist. Yeah, man. They say he got that Tosh vibe.
Yeah.
A pretty message though, alright? Let's get in, alright, let's go.
Watch me now, I roll me a roll. Watch me now, me know what me know. Serious things are no joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll me a roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, boy. No more living in illusion, this crystal clear. We have to define the future, pollution start because they bought the law. Now everything is gonna flip to the default. So why you throwing stones? Your house is glass. You fling away the food and then you end up starved. I try to pet the lion. I met my cross, I wonder why you do that. Them don't get it at all.
Have to pull it from the top, ladies and gentlemen. Plus Disturbance has called them to get it. They just don't, not true. Dope artist, had him in the building here live recently. Definitely gonna have him back, right? With his new stuff. Let's get in.
Watch me now, I roll me a roll. Watch me now, me know what me know. Serious things are no joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll me a roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me future is crystal clear. We have to define the future. Pollution start because they bought the law. Now everything is gonna flip to the default. So why you throwing stones? Your house is glass. You fling away the food and then you end up starved. I try to paint the lion. I make my cross. I wonder why you do that. Them don't get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now. Them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now. After them searching my soul, but I them can't find. Quite obvious, so we are not the same kind. There's a price on your soul, but there's none on mine. Between a real and fake, there is a thin line. See those signs along the road, yes, still the bunks up on the wall. Like you don't get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now. Oh, don't tell me that you have to lose it all to know what you got. Don't tell me you gotta put it on your head to realize that it's a hat. Don't tell me you fall asleep. That's just too bad. Let's get it bad. Crabs in the barley, gods are at race. None gonna win and everybody shall fail. Seek in yourself and you shall be free. Most people scared to do it. No people not gonna come to it. No people just not gonna know it. No people mind they that free. They don't get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now.
What up, fam?
Watch me now, I know. Watch me now, I know. Serious things and a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we are grow. Watch me now, I roll out. Watch me now, me know.
Watch me.
Been through a lot, yeah, but I rule my soul. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. They don't get it at all.
Lodge of Douglas was popping.
Watch me now. Yeah.
This is Wayne Warner saying G Cole, legal businessman. Bang, boom.
I mean say this a protege, eh? Homegrown with G Cole, what you say, eh? We make them know what reggae music we a play, eh? Hey, this is protege, the one and only representing for G Cole, you know. Check it, he's out.
And we said them not got no style like we. G Cole, them not got no style like we. None of them no wicked, no wild like we. Accurate, Kabaka Pyramid representing for the #1 selector and radio host. It's all about G Cole, keep it locked. Accurate.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Kali. I'm hanging out with your boy G Cole on the Homegrown Show.
Yes. Welcome one and all. That is Homegrown with G Cole coming to the Massive and the crew live across the globe right now. Gotta big up everybody listening in on Royal Zion Highness Radio. Thank y'all so much. Rob Barnes Radio, lodge up yourself. Everybody, all right? Real Vibes Live. All the fam watching live on homegrownwithgcole.com. Those people watching in on the Jamaicans.com platform. Watching on the Homegrown with G Cole Facebook platform also. Thank you. Verna, what's poppin'? Ibrahim, what's good? What's going on? How y'all doing? All right, just got to lodge up everybody, man. And again, thank y'all for rocking up with us. All right, as always, we start off by saying thank you, much love, much respect, honor, gratitude, all that to all my essential people, frontline people, we call them, those people on the line putting it in for us, making it happen, keeping us safe. Nurses, doctors, paramedics, first responders. All right, those people working in emergency rooms. Thank you so much. Firefighters, the good law enforcement professionals, just the good ones though. All right, thank you so very much. We appreciate you big time. Big time. Gotta also send love and thanks out to our mental health professionals. Thank you so much. All right, all those people in education, guidance counselors, those people who are tasked on a daily basis with protecting our kids and helping them to get to the future safely, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe, and we thank you for it. very, 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 very much. We got some tunes coming your way today, as always. Joints. All right? We got, remember, hit me up on social media, at my G Cole, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's at my G Cole. The YouTube channel's up and running. Trying to get that involved too. So my YouTube fam, all those people over on YouTube watching right now, much respect. Thank you all so much. All right. When we get off of these platforms, just head on over to YouTube, put in Homegrown with G Cole. I'll pop up. Subscribe to that channel. Keep the vibe going. All right. Keep the vibe going. Keep the vibe going. Keep the vibe going. There's a lot of things going on right now. A lot of things. Big up on the musicians, all the artists that's dropping new music, keeping us inspired. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know the Massive and crew does also, right? So thank you. What's my favorite stuff out right now? Musically, Kabaka Pyramid's album, The Calling, best thing out. All right? Dope. So dope, I had to blog about it. If you follow the timeline, follow the subscribe to the post, you'll see that. You'll be able to read the whole 9. You know what I mean? So big up to Kabaka Pyramid on that one. Produced by D-Man Juna Gang Marley. Come see courtesy of Ghetto Youths and Bebel Rock, which is Kabaka's label. Yeah, man. You know, we got to just shout out everybody. Everybody that's doing things the dope way, keeping it fly, we got to give love, we got to give support. You know what I mean? No matter what the circumstance is, we ain't asking for them to reciprocate or not. We just showing love. That's what it is, all right? Everybody near and far listening and right about now. Listen, some stuff going on, baby. Some stuff going on. As the title says up there, reggae. Reggae is struggling right now. When I say reggae and dancehall, Jamaican music culture as a whole, struggling big time, right? Big time with international exposure, more than anything else with being lucrative, being profitable. Some people say it is, but just not fair and not for everybody. You know, and then there are those people who just say, well, you know, the music is just, it's tough right now, right? And we have a couple of different outlets out that we generally are dialed into and we get the benefits from, you know, i.e. XM radio, satellite radio and stuff like that. And we saw recently that the joint that's been on XM radio, correct me if I'm wrong, just about 20 years, maybe more. That was our way to get the world involved in reggae music, sharing reggae music with the world. The joint's no longer available on Sirius XM radio on the radio dial. So we're going to clarify some of that because there's a lot of people who, you know, been misconceptions out there and all that. And it's tough and it's rough. Are we going to get into it? But we got to clarify some stuff and make sure, right? Not you. Let's slide into this joint right here. Her name's Althea Hewitt. Dope songstress. Cherish the day, baby. Hey, Diane, how are you? Wait, say, feeling this one? I got you. All right? Reggae, get that fight. Not you come in. So glad you're fantabulous, Diane. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Yeah.
Anytime we start out the things, internet gets spotty, you know. I been seeing it. I been seeing it.
You only can rescue me. This is my prayer. If you were mine, if you were mine, I wouldn't want to go to heaven. Cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. You won't catch me running. You're ruling the way that I move.
Yes, man.
You take my hand.
Red Fox, you know the things.
Show me how deep love.
What up, Julianne Lee? How are you? So good to see you. Like I said, anytime we talk the things, everything gets spotty. Mighty spotty, innit? Mighty spotty, innit? It's got to get in close with the culture, you know what I mean? Things that go on, we got to get in. Got to get into it. Got to talk about the things, you know what I mean? People be hitting me up and say, G, what you think? Trying to mind my business, you know what I mean? Stay out of big people things. I ain't trying to get involved in nothing like that, you know what I mean? But they won't leave me alone, man. They won't leave me alone, mate.
I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. You won't catch me running. Oh, cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. I won't run away. Show me how deep love can be. Yeah. Show me how deep love can be. This is my prayer. I cherish the day. Won't go astray. Won't be afraid. Won't run away. Won't shy. Cherish the day. Won't go astray.
Gotta say thank you so much, Red Fox, you know what I mean? Thank you so much, I appreciate you. Appreciate it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Got to pick up in London, massive. Massive and Croverdale, Arsden, Wellsden, all in places, you know what I mean? East London, massive. Big up on the self, you see? Just got to get my cockney in, you know what I mean? Yes, man.
Sticky situation, risky situation, no lie. Sticky situation, risky situation, no lie. Got myself in a sticky situation just the other day. I met this fine girl at the train station, said she lost her way. Before we knew it, one thing led to another. We were both undercover. Bed rock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad light. She said, hey, hey, Jane to the well. Love the way you rock my body cause you got skill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jane touch my body, ooh, you give me chill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled. We did her thing, then we started conversating. Said I gotta go now, cause my baby's waiting. And sure enough, it's gonna be a fight. I know she's wondering where I've been all night. Oh no, I ain't getting in that mix. Ooh, I'm feeling good now. Said she got it fixed. Jay, I wanna thank you for your love and tenderness. But before you go, give me one more kiss. Chase to the well, love the way you rock my body, cause you got skill. Keep it coming, still. Keep it coming. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you give me chill. Keep it coming, still. Keep it coming. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. Days went by, still reminiscing. Looking all around because my driver's license missing. Damn, what could this be? I hope it's not a tragedy. I hear knock, knock, knocking at my door. 6 in the morning and my wife, she's still a snore. I tiptoe to the front door. These knocks I could not ignore. Me hear she shout, hey, hey, Jay. Ooh, she shout out. The way you rock my body, cause you got she shout out. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you give me chills. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. Got myself in a sticky situation just the other day. I met this fine girl at the train station. Said she lost her way. Before we knew it, one thing led to another. We were both undercover. Bedrock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad daylight. She said, hey, hey, Jay to the well. Love the way you rock my body, cause you got said she want keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you give me chills. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled.
Lodge up Echo Slim.
Hey, hey,
what up, fam?
Well, love the way you rock my body, cause you got
slide one more. And then we gotta get the reasoning going, alright? Let's go, baby, let's go.
Oh, yeah. And I will love you forever. Forever, you and me. Oh, yeah. And I'll be there for whatever.
Hey, Tara, what's up?
Oh, baby. Whatever you wanna be. And I know I need to change my ways. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah, and I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah, you gave me your all, asking nothing of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Only my love, oh baby, in my fidelity. Oh, but I had to go, baby. Was so foolish of me. Yeah. And now that I'm home, you're still there waiting for me. Oh, and I will love you.
What up, Dottie? What up, Mish? It's yours truly, G Cole and the Raps and Kush Band.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Love You Forever.
And I will love you forever. Forever, you and me. Oh, yeah. And I'll be there for whatever. Oh, baby. Whatever you wanna be.
I will, girl, you see.
Yeah, fam.
You gave me your all, asking nothing of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Only my love, oh baby, in my fidelity. Oh, but I had to go, baby. Was so foolish of me. Yeah. And now that I'm home, you're still there waiting for me. Oh, and I will love you forever, forever, you and me. Oh, baby, and I'll be there for whatever.
I'ma love you forever, all right?
Whatever you wanna be.
Whatever you asking me, I got you.
And I know I need to change my way. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah. And I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aita was popping.
And this home is my garden. You planted for me. Oh, baby. And sometimes I don't show it, girl. But I don't know where I've been. Yeah. If my garden was empty, or my rose shoot up and lit.
Not this one, Mish.
Oh.
Not this one.
My life would surely be over, baby. So rose keep blooming for me. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. And I will love you forever. Oh yeah, forever, you and me. Forever, forever, oh, baby. And I'll be there for whatever.
Gotta drop tunes for my ladies, and I mean.
Whatever you wanna be. Oh yeah, and I know I need to change my way. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah, I know I need to change.
You're listening to Homegrown with G Cole. He's got a heart of gold.
What up, Clementine? You know the thing already. Purpose. I'm long past them things. You don't know I'm old school. Out the game. Out the game. Out the game. Out the game. Listen, it's been one of those weeks where every day it's something else. Every day it's something else. You know what I mean? The folks are screaming for the Love Doctor series. We haven't ended the Love Doctor series. It's just, you know, we got a whole bunch of different topics that we cover. And sometimes as we get knee deep into the Love Doctor series, people say, listen, remember you're supposed to bring such and such on and such and such on. And we got some OGs and some legends passing through. We got to do what we got to do, right? And then, of course, we got the acoustic series going on. Sometimes we got to take a break on that because the musicians go on tour. And then some people say, yo, with the acoustic series, it's all here. Trust me. It's all here. And if you follow us on social media at my G Cole, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I'm going to let you know exactly what's going on this Wednesday, right? But today, you know, this came across a lot of people be texting me, sending me emails and stuff like that. Guess what I realized? I set me up and guess what I realized on? I meet them one through them fan. I meet them one and them, you know what I mean? In the things, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good because we don't sensationalize no, we're just keeping it real, right? Talking music, talking culture. I'm gonna drop something for you, and this is a couple seconds out of an interview that the legend, the OG, my friend Mr. Leroy Sibley's. You've seen him in the studio here once or twice before, you know what I mean? Always a great personality, a great presence, and legacy so rich, man. His legend, predates us all, and he still does what he does, you know what I mean? Contributed to some of your favorite artists' joints, right? And some of our favorite tunes, you know what I mean? The original full up, BSC himself, right? There's a lot of this, gripes and stuff like that when it comes to reggae music, the industry, what we do, how we do it, how it affects us all, especially the artists, musicians, and stuff like that. Yes, us the consumers of the culture too, but of course the artists, the musicians, and those people who ply their trade in the field of reggae music, right? So, pre this for a quick second. It's just a shortened version, and then we're gonna get in and we're gonna talk some things because it's created quite the uproar.
You know, it hurt me so much that I can't find words, man. You know, it hurt. Because it's not just hurting me, it hurt everyone. They have taken away the food. Tough gone. You know? Have taken away the food out of everyone's mouth. It really hurts. You know, and it hurts everyone in the business. You know? When Bob Marley was singing songs of freedom, if Bob Marley was here, he would not do what Tough Gone administrators have done. Bob would not have done that. What they did, they sat there and realized that this was a little mean of earning for reggae people. That the joint was making money for all of its, the whole reggae fraternity. You know what I mean? And they selfishly went and took that away from us and put just Bob Marley music right there. And not Bob Marley alone did that work within all that time and to make reggae music what it is. All these people, they talk about John Holt, Alton Ellis, the bigger head from back then. John Holt, Alton Ellis, Ken Booth, Delroy Wilson. These are the people who.
So that's a legend right there. Well, go on, Lawrence. That's the legend right there. So first of all, you know, a lot of times by the time I bring these things to the forefront, I have the conversation with the fam out here. You know, it's y'all. This is the dinner table right here, right? So before I go here, 9 times out of 10. I've had several conversations about it. People be calling me about this stuff. And I will say this, before we even dive into that. As a point, as the headline says, reggae music, I want to say reggae, I will always, till the death of me, I will always say reggae when we're talking about Jamaican music. Yes, I know there are different genres. And right now at the forefront is reggae and dancehall. But reggae is the major umbrella. So I'm going to say reggae. So anytime you hear me say reggae music, 9 times out of 10, I'm talking about the culture as a whole, right? So Leroy voiced his opinion. I've been involved in some conversations about Sirius XM and other satellite radio for a while now because it's been an impactful avenue that we have. And some would say had, right? But we do have some folks, Lawrence, a good point. We do have, Leroy Sibley's has been in the business for a long time. By his own admission, has been royally taken advantage of in the business, right? Pillaged from, stole from. His work, his contributions have been, you know, used on many things that he hasn't got rewarded for. So, that being said, you know, when Leroy voices his frustrations and voices his displeasure, then I am going to stop and take the time to listen. All right? Now, we got folks who have not contributed and stuff like that. That's the one thing when people jump on the bandwagon, and there's a lot of folks jumping on the bandwagon that you don't have the resume, you don't have the situation, you don't have the circumstance to speak upon. I can speak upon it personally myself, having been a songwriter who's written a song for established act in the industry when I'm young in the industry. And I don't even want to say take advantage of, because I gave the song to the artist along with all of the necessary information for the song to be registered properly and whatnot. And it was not registered properly from what I've been told, and this is 20 plus years, as a result of how the producer opted to do it. Now, again, a lot of producers have bad reputation. This one in particular, horrible reputation, right? Now, I will, of course, I don't doubt that the producer took the shady route. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to accuse him. He when I finally got an opportunity to speak to him, he said he didn't. And of course, decided, you know, it's okay. We can go ahead and rectify it. So we're in the process of rectifying it right now, right? But the producer, based on reputation, is known to do certain things. However, the truth is, my gripe really isn't with the producer. I don't have a gripe, period. I didn't hammer it home and do what I was supposed to do from however long because of my relationship with the artist, right? So the truth is, if I'm going to have a gripe with anybody, it really, tell me if I'm wrong, it's supposed to be the artist. Yes, I'm going to take out my legal recourses and discourses with the producer, but if I'm going to have a personal grievance and vexation, it's supposed to be with the artist because that was my guy. That's the person I wrote the song for. You're the one I gave the song to. You're the one that I gave my information to, right? So again, if we're gonna take up our grievance, we've got to point our vial in the right direction. And when we're spewing our vitriol, we gotta point that in the right direction too, right? Hopefully, for many people, you know the direction in which it's supposed to go. You know who've wronged you, and you know what direction to spew it in. A lot of times, we don't know exactly who to be mad at, so we mad at everybody. Secondly, and I had this conversation with Mr. Gussie Clark when he was last here, we spew our vitriol in the safest direction sometimes, right? By that, you and producer have grievance, right? Or let me rephrase that: you and the mechanics of the song, there's grievance to how it was registered and all that stuff, right? And the label puts it out. A lot of times, labels, especially when it comes to reggae music and dancehall culture, our labels are, they're mucky, right? They're mucky bad. Bad. Record labels and politicians have the same level of trust when it comes to just record labels in general, but even our Jamaican record labels, right? The ones that represent our reggae and dancehall. Crazy, right? So, but a lot of times, artists won't spew their vial and their vitriol in the direction of the labels, especially if they're international labels. Why? Because they want to play it safe so that if there's an opportunity to work with them later, they don't want to be in those labels bad, you know what I mean, on the bad side. They always want to maintain a little footing in good graces. So a lot of times the label wrong you. You know the label wrong you, but you're not saying nothing. Well, you say a lot, but you're not saying it to the label. You're not calling the label name. But you call the producer's name, you call everybody else's name. Why? Because, jeopardizing a relationship with a producer is something you can't afford. But jeopardizing your relationship with the label is something you don't want to get involved with, right? So, and I'm saying all of that to say, as we say what we say, sometimes we got to figure out what direction it goes in, right? So some clarification. Like I said, when you get a chance, go to Leroy Siblings on YouTube. You can check out that entire conversation. But he made mention of, and I'm gonna clear some stuff up because there's some stuff in there that were erroneous, but I'm sure it's just in the height of passion, right? But when we talk about satellite radio, satellite radio is one of the radio stations that reggae artists and particularly Sirius XM, right? On Sirius XM, if you're familiar with satellite radio, there are different genres. You can go in and you can dial in and you get different genres, and a lot of these radio stations have actual legitimate dials, right? It's satellite radio. People always have this argument, well, who's listening to radio? Just like when the Broadcasting Commission banned some music or decided to levy a ban on some music, then people started saying, well, who's listening to radio? Well, guess what? If nobody named or listened to radio, there'd be nothing to ban. If nobody was listening to radio, nobody would care. The same artists were saying, nobody now listen to radio. Why you mad if nobody now listen to radio? Because people are listening to the radio. All right? Don't fool yourself. Don't lie to yourself. People are, right? Now, when it comes to the satellite radio, think about your TV set at home, right? If you buy a TV and you ain't got cable, you get your local channels coming in and you watch it, or you may not watch it, or you hop on, you do this, you do that, right? But if you decide there's a product on Stars or on HBO that you want, then you're going to subscribe to that particular channel, right? Or if you want to subscribe to Netflix or whatever the case may be, because you have a particular reason you want to go and get something directly. Podcasting, for example. I have the podcast Homegrown With G Cole. And I say to people a lot of times, I love my podcast. I'm a podcast listener. It affords me the luxury and the capability of dialing to something specific. So if if Diane is on the podcast, on her podcast, if Tara is on her podcast talking about something, if Lawrence is on his podcast talking about something in particular, I can dial into Lawrence's podcast and just zone in on that, right? So it's the same thing when you subscribe to satellite radio. You can zone in and get what you want. So if you want to just hear reggae, right, you can zone into the reggae station, which was called The Joint. And it was a channel that had been around for years, a long time. Don't quote me, could be 20 years, could be a little less, could be a little more, right? And it was a reputable, very, very reputable, I might add, right? Credible source. You would get a plethora, a diverse plethora of reggae music. You're not just getting programming from one stuff. So, whenever we use words like reggae music and the world internationally, we talk about, Shaggy, we talk about Sean Paul, we talk about Bob Marley, all right? We talk about Jimmy Cliff, the Marley children and stuff like that, right? Bojo, couple names. What up, Sister Arlene S? How are you? Good to see you. But, and don't get me wrong, in everything you do, there are established names. If it's hip-hop, you're talking about the Drakes. You talk about the Jay-Z. So it's not no indictment on anybody. It's just, there are established names, and established names in anything will carry weight, right? Sports, whatever the case may be. You're going to see and hear a lot more coverage of LeBron because he's the biggest name in basketball, right? You're going to see a lot more when it comes to Mbappe and Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever the case may be in soccer, because they're the biggest names in soccer, right? You don't want to sit down and watch soccer analytics all day, them talking about G Cole. Why? Because you don't know me. Right? I ain't not that great. Right? So that's just media as a whole. Right? It's gonna present, promote, and give to you the most popular names. It's not about the names and the music that you are passionate about and your affinity to something, and somebody who was, affected by the music of Burning Spear years ago, Speared up on a satellite radio, them too big time. But whomever it is that you really, really love and adore, it's not just about that and about them because, they may not be the biggest name. You know what I mean? I've had people ask me about some artists and they love the artist and the artist means a lot to them and the artist's music has impacted them, but I have no clue who the heck the artist is. All right? Not that big a name, right? Don't mean the music no good, but just not that big a name. By the way, I just had to. Scented Delight candles. Make sure you hit up the good folks over there at Scented Delight. This box is open and it's just permeating throughout the studio, and I'm just telling you. Oh, baby, I had to do that. Scented Delight. Louise, what's Papa Lockin'? How you doing? It's been a minute, not true. It's been a minute. But so when it comes to radio and music going out across the airwaves, and that's kind of what it is, right? So when it came to The Joint now, you get a mix of everything. But remember, human beings are programming this stuff too. So they do have their biases, and they do have also, preferences based on what's going on in the ear. The radio is a business too. They have stuff called drop times, and that's why I can do whatever I want to do on podcasts. And on most radio stations, they give me the leverage to, they allow me to while out, but not everybody, because you have a certain amount of time that you have to make, that if you're not careful, you will lose listeners, right? And there are mechanics employed to view these analytics, right? That's why some DJs are popular, some DJs be getting fired, or whatever the case may be, because sometimes your listenership just drops. Now, just to give you a perfect example, you generally don't play two brand new, on radio that is, two brand new or unknown artists back to back, because you, believe it or not, you will lose your listenership. People be like, I like it. You do it too. Because when you're driving through traffic and you're listening music and stuff like that, because we ain't listening to radio. We lie to ourselves. We don't listen to radio to hear unknown stuff. I lie, we tell. We'll discover that somewhere else. But when you're in traffic driving through, you're listening radio because you're hearing familiar stuff. And the truth is, it's the familiar stuff you want to hear. And if you hear one or two songs that you're not familiar with, guess what you're going to do? You're switching the dial. Radio pays attention to stuff like that, right? So you have rules implemented, and there are stations where they'll tell you straight up, you cannot play this and you cannot play that. And that's the reason why you got program directors and all this stuff comes in. I'm dropping all of this primarily to say, we had that in The Joint. And though it might not be exactly what you want to hear every time you dial in, it was the fairest of representation in the mainstream sphere when it comes to reggae music, right? The quality of the music is good and stuff like that. You may get an opportunity. It might not be on heavy rotation. The standard names are going to be on heavy rotation, but at least, people always look to the joint as that place where their music was getting played to the world. And of course, because it was a legitimate platform too, it's probably whatever the highest tier of royalty payments are being made, they're probably doing that there. So people look to that, right? So, over the years, it's been said that reggae is not the most lucrative, right? There are certain brands in and within and around reggae music that are. So it's just like people will say, well, if you open up a restaurant right about now, you go the healthy way, it might not work out because people are not used to that, whatever the case may be. But then there are some that do survive and have been doing it for a long time because of the brand, right? So that's the brand of like the Marley brand and other brands that will always stand the test of time, whether it be on their exclusive radio platforms or a platform that is supposed to be, for the broader scope of reggae music, right? Now, I don't know how long the decision was being made, but when the masses and the John public hear about it, right? When we heard about the whole thing and when everybody heard about it, it wasn't something new because I had been privy a little bit to some conversation of that for a little while prior, right? A little while prior. And we're talking about Sirius XM and the joint coming off of radio. Now, subsequently during that period of time when the joint came off of Sirius XM, and to clarify, because I know Leroy said in his entire thing that it's now gone. It's really not gone. It is now, it's almost like when you're playing soccer and you get relegated to D2. You know what I mean? You get kicked out of the D1 and the D2. So Division 2, D3. All right. So right now, it's considered an internet radio platform. So you can go on and find the joint on internet radio, right? But what it is pretty much is you can no longer, if you subscribe to satellite radio, to Sirius XM, you can no longer get it in your cars and stuff like that. Now, there are tiers to how royalties are paid out. So, of course, they're a legitimate entity, so they're paying out royalties regardless, but it's less if it's being played out on internet radio, right? The other thing, too, is this. Comunicado. When people listen to radio stations in their car, they're more inclined and in tune. It's a different market. It's like I'm on some stations where the audience is more interactive, right? Age group, a certain age group will call in, a certain demographic will call in, a certain gender will more so call in than others, right? And we see it here too all the time. Or the ladies do participate a lot more than the men and stuff like that. So even when it comes to calling in and trying to communicate with the station via it be emails or whatever, people do that or request music and your favorite artist might get a little bit more rotation because a lot of people be requesting the music from them. But when it's an internet-based radio station, it happens a lot less because you don't know who to connect, who to contact, right? It's almost, playlist vibe. When the joint was on, there were live broadcasters, and I have not listened to it on internet radio, so I'm not saying at all that there aren't live broadcasters on right now. But to clarify what was said during the legendary Leroy's interview, he had mentioned that it's gone. It's not gone. It's just no longer on the dial where you can pick it up. You can pick it up on the internet, right? So that's one thing. Now, the I don't want to say the spot because it gives the impression, and a lot of people are saying the Marley radio, which is now on Sirius XM, is as the Reggae Radio. I don't want to say take the spot because I don't know if it's a CM. I don't know, but I do know that right now the Marley radio is there, and you're gonna get, that's curated by the Marleys, right? Hence the brand, and of course anything the Marleys touch, people always complain that them strong arm, them finagle, them do whatever the case may be, right? And it's because of Bob. Let me tell you this. I will say this straight up. I wish to one day do something that well that my kids have that much power, if they do. You know what I mean? I wish to do something that well that at some point in time, my child, our children, our nieces and nephews or whatever, even the puppy on my yard, the dog on my yard, has that much benefit from it, right? But, so, if you go on Sirius XM right now, then the Marley Radio is there, right? I honestly have not gone on to listen. But what folks have said to me pretty much is most time, and I know they don't just play Bob Marley radio or music from the Marley family. But most people say to me, anytime they go on, that's what they've heard. I am sure they're probably not sitting down there listening to the radio 24/7. But the truth is, even when the joint was there, it was an abundance, a plethora of Marley music too, because it's a big brand and the music is proper, right? But what people are saying right about now is many other people are losing. They're losing in two vantage points, two places, right? One, just the fact that it would be a little bit more unbiased now according to them, because let's just drop some arbitrary numbers before. If music from the Marley family had taken up 30%, which is a lot for any one entity, 30-40% of the programming when it wasn't being curated by them, people would probably speculate now that, well, now that it's being curated by them, they're probably up to 60, right? Or so forth. Don't know what the numbers are, but I get the point and I get the grievance, right? But that's one avenue in which people are a little upset. The other avenue in which they're upset is pretty much is going to be, like Leroy Sibley's mentioned, royalties. And of course the fear was like, oh damn, then it's gone, the joint is gone, so there's no royalties for us, right? But like I said, they are still available via the internet. So, and royalties are being paid out, even though to a less degree, but royalties are still being paid out, right? But like I said, reggae music getting that royal beating. Now, people, I don't know why. I don't have a personal relationship with any of the Marley family. I've met Stephen, met Damian, met Kimani, met Julian, and I met, who else have I met? I've met Joe Mercer. I've had conversations, interviewed Joe Mercer, interviewed Julian, interviewed Damian, right? Great folks, as far as I'm concerned, based on our conversation. But they're musicians, they're artists. I don't know how involved they are in the business side of it in terms of navigating the brand and how it takes over and does this here and there and everywhere. There are other people in the family who handle that, who are not normally in front of the microphone, right? Or behind the microphone. But I do notice, and I must say that, and this is not just a radio thing, a Marley thing, when the vitriol is being aimed, it just gets tossed broadly on everybody, on the whole family. And I sit back and I wonder sometimes, I'm like, man, wow, what would it feel like to me if every time my kid does something, or every time my sibling does something, rest in peace, can't do it no more, or somebody, one of my nieces, them do something, the broad backlash comes hitting everybody, right? But I guess you could also say, there's a gift and a curse, because the glory comes to everybody too, not true? Right? So if you come out and your name is whatever, last name Marley, you're probably gonna get a little bit more love and support than somebody else would. And of course, they always justify and prove, because I'm yet to see any one of them don't put out quality music and don't deserve the support that they get, right? But it's just, I don't know. And the next time I sit down and have a conversation with Gang, Damien, I'm going to get into that. How does that affect, if it does affect at all, just the fact that everything good in reggae music that's supposed to be good, commercially people will credit it to Bob no matter what you're doing, even though it's 2023 right now, which automatically creates a resentment from the intimate populace, which is the Jamaican people, the local. Not everybody over the world, but when I say local, I mean the diaspora also, right? Because we want you see, when it comes to the world at large, majority of the world thinks of reggae music, they think of Bob Marley. They may think of the Kids. They may think of Shaggy. They may think of Jimmy Cliff. They may think of Burning Spear, right? But they're not thinking about that right there represents less than 1% of the creators and curators of reggae music. But the majority of the world doesn't think, as big as Beres Hammond is in the diaspora, majority of the world, the international presence of reggae music, not necessarily automatically saying or thinking Beres Hammond when it comes to reggae music, right? And there are many other names that, again, if you're familiar, you're familiar. But the automatic branding pitch is going to include some of those names right there, right? So anytime we talk reggae music, some people get the credit, and then what happens pretty much is that we have a whole bunch of people now who are the real purists of the game, and the investors. And when I say investors, not financially, because I'm not buying nothing, right? I'm talking about emotionally invested in the music, right? Because I owe us something, and that's what it is when it comes to reggae music. It's our thing. So we're vested and invested in it. Majority of you emotionally, not financially, right? So it's a stock market that you keep watching and complaining about the fact that I goes up and down. Oh Lord, the stock not worth nothing, but you ain't. I don't know why you're talking, because you ain't really buying the stock, right? So it's one of them situations where the fact that many other names in the business, and it will always circle back around here in a conversation with me. Majority of the reason why there's no strength outside of the Marley name is because we've left the success, the triumph, the growth, right? The maximus attributations of reggae music and to reggae music to folks outside of us. Those folks that are outside of us are paying attention to the names I just mentioned, the Afro names I just mentioned, right? They're not paying attention to the other names who we love and adore, right? And think should be getting that present. They're not paying attention to the names of a Leroy Sibley's like that too much. Because we, the ones that complain the most and gripe and whatever the case may be, we're not supporting the music enough for those names to be built up, for their numbers to be built up, right? Right? Because truth be told, as much as Uncle Leroy upset, saying, nah, I get to play. When them play the Leroy Sibley's music, I know we them played for because we're not asking for it. Right? We're not dialed in like that. Right? The people who want to hear Bob every day and this and that, it ain't us. Right? It ain't us. But our people not supporting anything. So that comes along with pretty much is there's no real analytics. So we can't cry and sit down and say, yo, certain things not go on because them no fear with the thing. Some of the people who are probably at the helm of programming stuff don't even know. Right? But what the real gripe is right about now is that on Sirius XM, there's no more The Joint on dials. Some people think there's no more The Joint, period, which is not true. But there's the Marley Radio. Marley Radio, whatever the radio station is called, Bob Marley Radio Station or the Marley Radio Station, I don't remember what it's called. Honestly, I've not been checked it out, right? I know of it. I've read the press stuff, and I can't go look it up, but I would lie if I told you that I've been listening. Right? But what happens is this. When it comes to dancehall and reggae, and this is how marginalized we have. I don't want to say become because I don't think there was a time where we weren't. Right? It's like there's room for one. So anytime we have something going on reggae-wise and something else comes, then its predecessor leaves, right? Dissipates, it disappears, right? So what that does for anything, not just music, not just reggae music, but anything, is it creates the concept of replacement, right? I'm on Jamaicans.com doing what I do. If there was only room for me to do what I do on here on any other platform, all the other, I'm gonna say, let me big up everybody else, right? 15 radio stations worldwide. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever listening to podcast. We're there, all right? Your terrestrial radio stations as well as your internet radio stations. Thank you all so much. All the social media presences. All right, someone on about it. Face a boy, okay, I'm gonna want them to pay attention to. No, everybody, all right? So, bam, everybody getting love. So, but let's just use Jamaicans.com, for example. If they only afforded G Cole the opportunity to share with the diaspora via their platform, if they treated it like there was only room for one, and then they brought on Luke, right? But then for whatever reason, when Luke comes on, G Cole is no longer visual. You don't see me no more. Then automatically it's displacement and replacement, right? But if they afford more than one person, they afford multiple people the room to exist, then you won't ever have to say that. It could be there's multiple programs, and maybe G Cole is gone just because he's not connecting with the audience. Maybe G Cole is gone because he's doing something wrong. Maybe I'm derogatory, right? Maybe I'm annoying. Maybe you don't like me, right? And I could go away on my own merit. But if the platform doesn't do that, and that's not the nature of the existence of the platform, then if I'm gone and Tara comes, Tara's here, then automatically you are going to see it as replacement and displacement. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And that's kind of one issue we got to look at, is that the power of reggae music is so diminished that any avenue that we look at, you know what I mean? I know we're supposed to be looking at it from that vantage point, but that ain't where we're with it. You know what I mean? We got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to analyze it the way that. The truth is, the power and influence of reggae music has been so diminished that it always seems like replacement and displacement, right? If we had supported the music, or if we do support the music the way it's supposed to be supported, then there is room for multiple to exist on the same platform. Because business is business. I don't know. I'm not over there in the accounting offices. I don't know how to do their marketing. I don't know how they do their revenue, right? But a lot of the stuff is sponsored stuff and getting sponsorships. Satellite radio, a lot of time that stuff is uninterrupted. So revenue have to come from somewhere, right? Sponsorships, this, that, blah, 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 right? So money have to come from somewhere. How much money we're bringing in? Are we contributing to that at all? You know, I'm always going to swing the bat back around to where's our support. I have folks every day will tell me how much I love artists. How much I love artists. Don't buy the artist music. Don't have the artist music on them phone. Don't have the artist music, whatever the case may be. If them get it, them get it. But, you know, they're not buying and supporting the artist music, but you love the artist. Kind of love that. Right? When you got your children and your spouse and whatever at home that you love, don't you somehow invest in them? Don't you? And again, I'm always bringing it back here to, as we point and we point and we point, how much accountability are we taking? Right? How much accountability are we taking? No, there's something, and this is for a whole nother show, something we're going to drop in right about now. Right in that camera, man, look. Artists, producers, musicians, broadcasters, DJs, no, for buy music. When you think of Jamaica, where every other person's an artist, every other person's a musician, every other person's a producer, right? There's so many people involved in music. And then on top of that, you've got nowadays a lot of people are in broadcasting. A lot of people are DJs and selectors. But if you think of the whole music industry and the business of music itself, artists, musicians, they traditionally don't buy music. And if you talk to, I've watched popular broadcasters in Jamaica say straight up, the biggest podcast platform in Jamaica, I've seen the hosts say, both hosts say on the program that they don't buy music, right? But their show is built on the music. So, if so many people don't buy the music, then who is? So if G Cole puts out a song tomorrow, right? I mean, it's all right. Hopefully we can get some support. I'm going to send out this, market the song at 99 cents. And it's not like a song costs 199 freaking cents, right? So G Cole put out a song tomorrow. I'm going to blast it. I'm going to send me know 1,000 people, right? Let's say me know 1,000 people. And 500 of them are artists, right? 300 are musicians. 100 are producer, right? 80 of them are broadcasters, right? That means there's only 20 people probably going to buy the song, because those people who I just spoke of, they're not trying to pay to get into venues. They're not trying to buy music. I'm going to start asking artists when they come into the studio. You know, artists come in, and especially when artists talk about support. Because the truth is this, I don't know if any artists buy music. I would really love to know. I'm going to start making my point of duty to ask that. Because I've heard artists talk about radio play, but they don't listen to radio. There's nothing to me more asinine and redundant than when you talk to an artist and the artist say, oh, I don't listen to radio. What? And you create music. No wonder the music sound a certain way because you don't know. You don't know. Right? But that's your sphere. That's no different from people in the restaurant business who tell you they don't eat out. Have you ever come across people who are in the restaurant business and they'll tell you they don't eat out? Which means they're in a business where they're trying to sell food to people, but nobody that sells food will ever be able to thrive based on their support because they don't eat out. Right? Or the DJs, the selectors that put on events and want everybody to come, but they don't go out to events. The only events they go to are the ones they put on. So it's not a thriving business. You know what I mean? There's no synergy. You know what I'm saying? There's no iron sharpening iron anywhere. It's just everybody do them own thing. Right? So imagine if me decide to me plant banana, you decide to you raise cow, and somebody raise chicken, and the other person plant yam. And when it's time to go to the market, the man will plant the banana say, all him eat a banana. And the man will raise the chicken say, all him eat a chicken. So everybody's out there in the market with their produce, not selling nothing, because all of the other people who are here, all they do is pretty much consume their own thing. Right? And I will always have to bring it back around because a lot of times, I mean, like I said, Leroy, he has the right to say what he has to say. And my having even a conversation is, while it might have been started off by Leroy's conversation, it's really not the conversation of Leroy why I'm here. It's the many conversations I've had thereafter, right? Why we're here today. Right? So the thing is, as we complain about how the industry is not doing, and people come on social media every day and talk about reggae music. Oh Lord, the industry is dead, and oh God, another what? What you contribute to the thing? How likely is it that if we were contributing some more to the industry, I almost say contributing, I hate the, I mean, it's not a charity thing because you say you love the music. That's why there's a word that I don't like. It's used a lot, but I don't like it. It's the word support. I am not a fan of the word support. I don't want you to consume something that I create just to support me. Because it means you're not getting into it because you really like. If you're a consumer of the thing, then buy the thing just like you'd buy somebody else's thing. Right? Just like you'd buy Drake's song, buy mine too if you say you like it. And if you don't like it, I understand. But if you say you like it, but because it's somebody you know, you're not consuming it, you're not gonna buy it and support. I hate the word when people say support me, and I support because a lot of times I've bought CDs from artists that I never opened, never listened. There are artists that put out music that I don't like. I'ma tell them because I'm a friend them, so I'm gonna like the music. I don't like it. I'm not playing it. The content's derogatory. Content's just not for me. You know what I mean? But when I say there are just markets out there for it. And when I said derogatory, I said that with a grain of salt too. It's just not for me. Right? But when the song comes out, you best believe them. I'm going to say 99 cents from G Cole though, because that's a support. Right? I'm going to support it. And if they come to me with a physical CD and say, hey, I'm selling the CDs $5, it's $10, I'm going to support it. And it's in my car right now unopened because I got no intention of listening to it. No, that's support. But how many people can you really get to do that? People support, just supporting to support. That's crazy, right? But if you really listen and you really consume and you really dialed in and you really say the thing like you do and like you are, then why not? Why not? I'm going to have a show. I'm going to ask all DJs to call and explain to me why they don't buy music. Why they don't buy music. Why? A lot of the labels and the entities that put out music right now, I get I get the music when it comes out. Folks will send it to me, you know, in my inbox or whatnot, and I'm grateful for that. And if I'm somewhere that I don't have access to Wi-Fi and whatnot, and I have that MP3, I'll download it and I'll make sure I play it there. You know, for me, I'm not a DJ, so I'm not out there on the road, so it's never really a big deal. But as I sit in the studio, and Apple not going to hear this, and Tidal not going to hear this, and Spotify not going to hear this, but as I sit inside of the studios, whenever I'm live on air, be it radio, podcast, or whatever the case may be, I stream the music. And you know why I stream the music? I'm done not pay 10 feet already. I'm done not pay $9.99 for Apple Music. I'm done not pay 19 for Tidal. I'm done not pay for Spotify. So if I already I pay feet, then guess what? I'm going to stream it every time I'm listening. So when I'm on here playing the songs, all the songs you hear, I stream them. Unless the artist give me something that's not available for stream. Then it's a different thing, right? Because that way, the mindset pretty much is that's how we keep the culture going. At least for me, that's kind of how I look at it. So, again, as we talk about the whole concept of Sirius Radio, not there, you know, we point, because the finger goes, Jano, I wonder how, and maybe they don't care, because maybe, you know, the reward, like I said, the gift and the curse, the rewards of it, if you're getting the spoils of it, then whatever comes with it, then you kind of have to deal with, right? So I don't know how much it bothers them, if it does. But like, for example, the Marley Radio is said to have displaced the joint. But I am not confident. I'm not going to say without a shadow of a doubt, but I am not confident that had there been no Marley Radio, if the joint would not have gotten the same treatment, if it wouldn't still be taken off a regular XM radio and put on an internet platform. I'm not confident. I'm not 100% confident in saying that, it was solely because of that. But let's swing back around to what Leroy said. No. So as far as he's concerned, the music industry as a whole is being monopolized, right? The reggae music industry is being monopolized, and there's a control swing, and they control everything. And now, because obviously what you're saying pretty much is it's been replaced and displaced by Marley Radio. But the only way one would be upset by that is because you think you're not going to get played on that radio station. So I guess, and he means no words, so it is what it is. It's not, in other words, Marley Radio is there to play and promote Marley music, right? Most people say every time they've dialed in since the change has been made, they've been hearing Marley music, right? Like I said, I can't quote that because I have not gone in and listened myself, right? But like I've said before, I also could say that when the joint was on too, I heard a lot. You do hear interviews and other things, and yeah, I hear a lot of other things too. But, I heard a lot. It was dominated by. But it's not just Sirius XM. Most times when we talk reggae music being played anywhere, that's what you're hearing. And if you're not hearing that, then you're hearing the same 10 songs between reggae and dancehall that came out for the last 20 years, being played over and over and over again because the stuff that's coming out right about now just half a hit. Right? But that's how the thing go. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we chopping it up. We're talking about the place of reggae music right about now. What's going on when we talk about reggae music and dancehall over at Sirius XM. Again, the joint, which a lot of people loved, was passionate about, listened into, dialed into, is no longer on the Sirius XM satellite radio as an option. You cannot get it in your car. But for clarification, for those people who, you know, saw the video and thought that it was totally gone, it's not gone. It's there, but it's just an internet radio, which, yes, he's correct. It affects them on a royalty standard because they don't get the same amount of royalties from music played on satellite. I mean, on satellite radio versus music played on internet radio, right? So I saw the thing go, and it's creating a major problem, and people vex about it. Again, not everybody speaks up. Got to big up Leroy Sibbers, who will speak up, you know, unapologetically. You know, the good thing about it is that sometimes it's good to be in a spot and a position in your life where you can speak up. Some people can't. Some people won't. Some people, again, spew their vitriol and their vile in the wrong direction. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I think if for those people who are really upset, for the people who are really mad, but not telling a lie, I think you should be upset with Sirius XM more so than the Marley family. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Cockatoo, ladies and gentlemen.
Tribe of Israel.
You need to know who for vex with more time when you have vex.
Let them know.
It's called Israel's King.
Israel's King is Israel's God. In oneness they say, yes, I'm mad and mad. Israel's King is Israel's God. In oneness they say, tell them I'm mad and mad. Boy, well now, we've come to one conclusion. No more.
I've to squeeze off some things, you know what I mean? It's just a vibe, it's a vibe. We gotta control what we play even here too, because you don't know what up on the social sphere. When I want the people them zap the thing and crap the thing and drop the thing, you know what I mean? But again, it's the man called Cockatoo. It's called Israel's King. Big tune. Tara.
For all the
Shalewa, what up, girl? What up?
We just let them know that Israel's King is Israel's God. In oneness they say, yes, I'm mad and mad. Israel's King is Israel's God. In oneness they say, tell them I'm mad and mad. Boy, well now, we've come to one conclusion. No more of the Babylon inspiration.
Easy now. What are people saying is that they're no longer gonna be able to tune in to Sirius XM. I hear all of them thing, yeah. They just won't.
From a little cottage in the green, I wrote these lines to you. From a little cottage in the green, I realize I love you still.
I'm just saying, and you know, man, them cut me off of that night, I don't know what up to, I don't know.
Hey, mama. Hi, mama.
I don't know.
For my
Red fire.
For mama don't cry. Gonna keep you by the flame so high. Reaching out to all the mothers in the world.
They say you ain't gonna be able to just jump on and hear something.
Sometimes just
like all this.
Yeah. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering.
So the people them say.
My princess gone far away.
I don't know.
And she left me, I know.
I don't know.
Saying she's going to stay.
I don't know. Jamaica, get them peace.
Yo, my princess gone.
The man saying princess gone.
Far away.
Fire.
And she left me.
What up, Amanda?
Oh, saying she's going to stay.
You know what she said? This is what she said, all right? This is what she said.
The other day, she a flap up on me, she says she go flip with the little shots and she out itch up and her rip is like she all forget about the royalness. A friend and company, she a follow me get it.
Our friend and company, she go on, you know what I'm saying? But ladies, we got you. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. I'm just saying. You're rich as pie. Ladies, I got you, all right? Tunes. Let's go, baby.
A brown skin. Girl, I wanna wrap you and lock you in my arms. Brown skin. Woman, I love the vibes, I love the spice, I love the passion you bring.
Wayne Wonder.
Play by the king, say no, is all I bring it till the battle sound, only the wheels sound. Say my conclusion when you wanna. Live a life, love the life I live, but don't love me for vanity, girl. Do you hear what the man say?
Do you?
Hear what the man say?
Hear what the man say?
Wayne Wonder.
Get them peace and style.
I am a king with so much blessings to call my own.
So you're up now, ladies and gentlemen. So the thing's there. That's what I mean. You're gonna have to go find somewhere to go hear your music. You may have to come check me on Homegrown with G Cole wherever I am, because Sirius ain't got it for you like that no more. You know what I mean? Sirius ain't got it like that for you. No, watch out. I hear them smartwatch yes, man. I saw them in fun paying. I'm not talking to nobody. I saw them going. But the deal is, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of just how the thing operate right about now. We have to be, you know, we talk about it, and sometimes I gotta be, you know, I gotta lighten it up a little bit. It's a serious thing going on right about now, because again, remember, people make them livelihood, you know. I get it twisted. People be making a livelihood off of reggae music. So when people complain, is like imagine when your stuff going on. Imagine the other day when pandemic come and people not getting paid from work or whatever the case may be, and whatever. You see how tough it was. What up, Julia? How are you? You know what I mean? Claudette, what's going on? You see how tough it was? You see how tough it was? Lawrence, you know me at all, but don't you? You see how tough it was? These people are being affected by this. This is, remember, music don't come with the 401ks and the retirement packages and all them things. Not true, Dottie. It don't come with none of that. Right? So folks be struggling. And if the major names are struggling and crying and squealing about it, can you imagine the ones that are not so major? I don't know.
I can't believe you treat me like this. I mean, I give you all I got. And you're gonna go break my...
Ladies and gentlemen, this latest song.
You're just gonna walk away as if I meant nothing to you.
I'm just trying to let you know, all right?
Finally, the words are spoken. You said you wanna leave me.
Ladies and gentlemen, what up, Claudette?
Now that you got me open,
I know I'm annoying the crap out of y'all.
you no longer need.
Run the tune, them said G Cole. I mean, the one that cut off. I
was blind and I couldn't see.
I mean, not you.
All the signs you were showing me. I was living out my faith.
Large of Youth and G.
You and I, we were meant to be. With my silly heart, my silly dreams, silly highs, silly things they see.
I'm just saying, a lot of great music out here, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a bunch of things going on, you know what I'm saying? Red Fox, what up? Hope, how are you? Big tune.
I gave him back the keys to his front door, 'cause it seems he didn't care about me anymore. I gave him all the love I had and he spilled it.
It's an ill version, trust me, bad man, I tell no lie.
Packed my things into a Gucci bag inside to quit.
Her name is Tanel.
The Lord knows that I don't wanna be lonely tonight. I don't wanna be lonely tonight.
I'm just trying to let you know, all right? Trust me. You ain't gonna be able to hear it no more. It's Marsha Ambrosius. One half of the group Flowetry. With her spin on a D Brown classic. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's get in.
Have you ever been in love before?
Have you ever? Let me know, man. Have you ever?
Before?
I mean, have you ever though? Have you?
Ooh, to be in love is not a crime. So if you're not loving someone, you're wasting your time. Gotta know from mommy, just the other day, I got to return on home. Come with me.
So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you think things are abundant and anything, you ain't gonna be able to hear certain things no more. But here's the deal: right before I roll, right before I move, guess what? You want to fight them? Come up. 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 Roll and easy, man. Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Hey,
just a piece.
Stop the fighting so early in the morning. Stop the fighting.
Just a piece.
I'm sleeping.
Just a piece. I'm just saying, we got to support this thing named reggae music. You know what I mean? If we love it, man, if we love it, we got to do what we've got to do. All right. And again, like I said, a lot of people affected, a lot of people offended, a lot of people out here losing, they snoozing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't manage the thing right now. I'm not telling no lie. And it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Again, it's, you know, sometimes we hear the conversation, and as we hear the conversation, a lot of time we got to focus on, is it really about the conversation, or is it really about the root of the conversation, right? So as we say, right now the gripe is Marley Radio on Sirius XM on a major spot in adverse to its predecessor, which was The Joint, which, you know, people think has been hacked and axed, but, you know, it's been downgraded to our internet radio vibe. You know what I'm saying? But again, we're going to lose a lot. Lyndon Wagwan, Lyndon said, greetings, G Cole. Continue speaking the truth because I see him so it go. People now buy music, but them expect to hear if them music are playing on the top of the charts. Pop, pop, pop. Not true. Come here. Love you too. Love you too. Love all of y'all, man. You know, but that's what it's about. So a lot of times, you know, we have the conversation, but we got to get to the root of it. You know, Marley Radio in adverse to one. But here's the truth. Why couldn't we have both? Right? Why is it not growth? Why is it not, you know, expansion? Why is it replacement and displacement? Right? And yes, it affects our favorite artists. Is it because we know so we're not right to check them and we're not do certain things? A lot of times we see our artists and we think they're good because they're supposed to come up on stage looking clean and looking a certain way, and you know what I mean, pull up in the what. But how much of us are driving under the what and can't afford the what, right? Right? It's people struggling. But the industry is where the struggle really finds itself. It's not just about the individuals, it's the industry, because in most industries and most companies, you're going to hear people complaining about not doing well. But as many people who are complaining about not doing well, there's always people who are doing great, not true? And then you got to figure out what the disparity is and why some doing great and some not, right? But in our industry, it's a gradual decline. Again, we already don't have any major footing in mainstream radio. So now this whole thing, Utanji large up, this whole thing now with Sirius XM radio is a problem. I don't know what y'all could do. Maybe y'all should write Sirius. Maybe you should voice your complaints. And again, I am not, I don't see a problem with there being a Marley Radio, just not at the expense of. But like I said, based on what I've heard, right, from Jump and from when things were cooking, there really is no guarantee that the Joint wasn't going to be downgraded anyway. Day 3, right? And we said we love reggae music and we want to hear reggae music. But I'm just saying you ain't going to be able to hear too much. Ta-na-na-na. Ta-na-na-na. Baby, oh baby, talk about love, talk about trust. That's the future right there.
Talk about forever, baby.
Next berries I call him. If y'all want to hear,
I give you my word.
that y'all gotta support.
Stick to my guns. Believe me when I say it, baby. It's just bigger.
Channel.
You don't understand.
Do ya?
Oh, girl.
Do ya now?
The full intent of my plan.
When one say,
but baby, I wanna be your soul provider.
brand spanking new Christopher Martin.
Oh na na, oh na na, oh na 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 na.
It's called Guaranteed.
Na 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 na.
It's called Guaranteed.
Oh na na, oh na na, oh na na.
My girl bougie,
but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she's just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from. She wants
so guess what we're gonna do?
Right, the next day we go Isle shop.
Go link screechy.
We had a food and then we see the man easy till she hear the music.
What she do?
And fling her shoulder.
Fling it.
So she go on who that thinks that she a raver. Oh, when you are par with me, a good time is guaranteed.
I love this tune right here.
Oh, na, na, oh, na, na.
Remember to check out the Homegrown with G Cole Top 10 Must-Pre Songs of the Week.
Na, na, na.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Right on radio. Follow me.
Girl bougie, but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from. She wants to go for a ride. The next day we go Isle shop. Gunning screechy. We had a food and then we see the man easy till she hear the music. I'm fling her shoulder. To how she go on who that thinks that she a raver. Oh, when
I'm just saying, Massive and Crew. Now, so we love the music. Youth and G say it's all about control, King. Artists crying now because they never built a foundation for future reggae artists. That's so true because them selfish. Now it's coming back to bite them. Bam. We can say that too because a lot of the people who are from the modern era creating this reggae music, they have managed to, what we would say, put themselves in a better position. Not true. Put themselves in a better position so that their people are themselves can be better off. But at the end of the day, also, we're still going to be affected by that and affected by that major. And the reason being, right? The entities have already been created, right? So right about now, we're riding the waves of social media. And because, of course, today's artist claims to them they need radio, the biggest garbage I've ever heard in my life. And they do know, too, which is why they complain when they get banned from radio, because they know they need radio. But it's just a way of proving that, you know, it's a generational thing. I'm going to prove to you that my time and my era, we don't need nonsense. But as we think about it and we talk about it, you know, when it comes to just providing platforms, institutions, entities for the music to go out there and for people to hear the music, yeah. A lot of people hurting right now. A lot of people hurting right now. A lot of people. And the unfortunate thing about the hurt that we're feeling right about now is the lack of upside, right? It's not like you can say, all right, you know something? I'll work on that thing and make it get better or whatever the case may be. How people look at it right about now, they don't see the better, right? They don't see the better, like to say, boy, okay, you know what? We need to get around this corner or whatever the case may be. No matter what happens, it's almost like the thing I get worse. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on right about now. So what do? Again, we're addressing the whole concept of internet radio. And like I said, to the video, and I want you at the end of the show, go over to YouTube, check out Wagwan, see Wagwan, and he's not the only person speaking on it. You know what I mean? Again, talk about the displacement and the replacement of the joint on Sirius XM. And again, to clarify, if you're a listener, you love the thing Wagwan, you know, you can find them on online radio, but in the meantime, you're just gonna have to mess with G Cole if you want to hear some D major sing to the ladies and some sweet vibes and say, oh,
please don't stay away from me.
Hey, Loris.
Tell me, have you seen her? Have you seen?
One of the best voices in the biz, man.
She'll be mine finally.
His name is D Major.
Oh, where did she go?
Let's go.
The girl of my dreams in my dream. Wish I didn't wake up, 'cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, she's the one with who I share
kinda messed up. Cause now I gotta find her in reality.
Say what?
Yeah. Where to search, where to go, where to turn, I don't know. Girl, I'm gonna find you, oh yeah. Sure, I'm gonna find you. Like a kiss from a rose. She's the one, heaven knows.
It's called Girl in My Dream.
I'm gonna find you.
It's D major.
Girl, sure I'm gonna find.
Guess what, man?
Met the girl of my dreams in my dream.
What?
Wish I didn't wake up. Cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, man. She's the one with
ignore the sweetness of the music.
Whoa.
Listen to what mama tell you sometimes, alright?
Yeah.
Check this one out.
Reality.
Twin spin from D major. Y'all gotta pay attention. Sometimes mama tell you a thing and you don't listen. What mama say?
Mama said, show me your company. Tell you who you are. Whoa. Hey, yeah. Reality. Yeah. Try that. This is facts and no fiction. Mama said, show me your company. Tell you who you are. Birds of a feather flock together, so you better know who you are. Show me your company.
Say what?
Tell you who you are.
Then tell me.
Me see your true color, so you can't hide it. Spot you out from afar. Red alert, who that near we circle? Come with them crocodiles, man, but them will hurt.
Yeah, they do.
Say them real, but when you see them behind the curtain. If you doubt what mama said before, right now it's certain. From your real, you know how the thing goes.
You know.
Stand firm, no fall like no domino. Dirty heart can't peep through me window. From a little bit of me I grow. Mama said, show me a come.
That's all I gotta give you on some more dope.
Hey.
Ladies, you know we ain't leaving you out, right?
You never know.
Never know, man.
When you might lose at someone, so treat them right, you see me? I found myself dreaming in silver and gold, like a scene from a movie that every broken heart knows. We were walking on moonlight, and I pulled you close. A split second and you disappeared, and I was all alone. I woke up in tears with you by my side, a sigh of relief, and I realized
It's a big one. The artist is Korik.
Promise tomorrow.
Slide a little pace before we move.
So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you, and I'm gonna hold you like we're saying goodbye. Wherever we're standing, I won't take you for granted.
I won't do it.
Cause we never know.
But in the meantime, right?
We will run out of time.
In the meantime, gotta get in with this one here, you know what I mean?
Ooh, baby, you're right. Yeah. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again.
It's J-Book, ladies and gentlemen. We talking some things. But I gotta squeeze the music, not sure. Y'all can't get it on serious.
Like food for all of my senses. Our time priceless, no expenses. Like water to all them dry trenches. She had a theme song for her every entrance.
Swim across the ocean, and it wouldn't be good enough. Show all my emotions.
It's a Tana.
And you still treat me rough. Give all my devotion, and you show me no love. I could give you my whole life, and it won't be good enough. I climb a mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta support the culture. We say we love the music. We got to support the cultures. We ain't got no culture, all right? Utan say artists on top need to get back to the roots of reggae music. Start featuring We the Rebel. I mean artists. Let's start touring the Caribbean hard. Talking about resources here. And at the end of the day, here's the other thing now. When we say we'll start tour the Caribbean hard, and we're going to do them things hard, and we'll do that hard, and whatever the case may be. I mean, it took a work. Are we going, you know what I'm saying? Do we have the people to make that happen for us? Do we have the folks that's going to make that happen for us? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, baby. I don't know. All right? You then say, bring reggae music in every house of the Caribbean. Let others come find us crying for our music. But instead, artists selling the roots of reggae to stay on top. And that's facts right there. We're going to have to teach our kids something. Because we blame them for everything, right? Because right about now, the consumption of the music in the household, we're talking about the parents, right? Now, let's put it this way. My thing is a different thing. My thing's a little separate from the norm. The consumption of music in my house. And I forwarded that on to my child. But going to average household right now, most of the people listening to music are the kids, and they're listening to it from their phones and their headphones and whatever the case may be. So it's not, we don't have the opportunity right now for those teenagers at a certain age. You're going to have to look at your newborn as them come up and start share that music with them. How does it get to them? So, I wish it was as simple as that. But again, like I said, I'm serious ain't there for you. Serious ain't there for you.
I'm coming for you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tessan Chin, Kimani Marley.
I'm coming for you, yeah.
It's called The Conversation.
It's so easy to
Big things.
baby, when you think you have it all, I got you loving right here.
I got you loving right here.
Baby, I'm right here.
I'm right here.
On the line, I'll put it all. Baby, anytime yeah.
It is yours truly, G Cole and the Raps and Kush Band. It's called When I. Conversation Rhythm. I could drop this for you. Major things. Bring your boy in the house.
When I'm feeling like I'm feeling, Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down. When I need him, like I need him, Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down. When I'm feeling like I'm feeling, Jaja, you never yet let me down. Oh no, I say you never yet let me down. When I need him, like I need him, Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down. Whenever things get tough, whenever things get hot, I pull a Moses and head up to the mountains. I fall up on my knees and then I pray non-stop. I say my blessings up, you let your blessings dry. That's what I've always done, what I've always seen. My granny always do, and she taught to me. I'ma teach to mine, my little kings and queens. Whoa, when I'm feeling like I'm feeling, Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down.
Thank you so much, Hope. Julia, you dig that one? Pulled up for you another time, all right?
Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down. Another day goes by, another plot revealed. One a planting farm, one a rob and steal. One have a hard love story, said he needs a meal.
Wanna Boogie Loris?
Kids courage, you know it feel like just giving it up because his faith is sealed. But never place your bets before the deal a deal. You know the hottest fire makes the hardest steel.
Yours truly, G Cole.
Feeling, Jaja, you never yet let me down. I say you never yet let me down.
Richie Spice.
Wanna be now, yeah. And she said closer.
It's called Closer. Laura said these vocals and musical arrangements you're spinning are making me want dance. I want to. Let's get in.
You have a lover from Monday to Sunday. And for lovers, you know, I push over. That's how she wanna be with me. Yeah.
Liquid Raindrops Rhythm.
You have a lover from Monday to Sunday. And for lovers, you know, I push over.
Guess who else riding out with your boy on this one right here? It's yours truly, G Cole again, climbing through.
Then break up. We go to bed and sleep, and when we wake up, we do this all over again. It feels like we make up, fuss about the same stuff, then break up. And when the morning comes again, we wake up and do this all over again. What's the problem, baby? You've got no trust in me. And do you even know what trusting means? It doesn't even matter, baby, how it seems. I gave you my word, that's all you need. I've got no time for these childish games. Searching cell phones and naming names. You've gone too far, girl, you're out of breath.
Redeem.
Crazy, it's over. It feels like we make up, argue about the same stuff, then break up. We go to bed and sleep, and when we
get the album Ocho Rios,
we do this all.
It's yours truly. Redeem's that road.
We make up, fuss about the same stuff, then break up.
Wait, so we moving?
Morning comes again, we wake up. We do this all over again.
It's Peter Morgan from Morgan Heritage. 365 days a year.
Baby, you know how I feel for you. And I can't stand aside no longer. Watching you live your life in pain with a man that doesn't even know what you're worth. Now, baby, let me show you the life that you deserve. Now, baby, let me show you the life that you deserve. 365 days a year, 24/7. You deserve nothing less than heaven.
Peter Morgan.
365 days a year.
Yours truly again, G Cole with Shayla Dow. Ladies,
we're going on a date or two.
Hope.
I'd rather be in love with you. Na 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 na. When boy meets girl,
guess what happened?
He starts fantasizing right away. I know, yes I know.
And guess what?
And in this young man's world, I've already kissed your lips and heard you say,
I'm just saying
that you love, yes you love me. Only a man can understand it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. By now we've already made love in my head. Ooh, baby.
Easy, man.
Oh,
it's pressure.
Oh.
Bus pipe.
Pressure must pipe. Wanna have my child, say that we were meant to be. If you ever wanna make me smile, think of only you alone and what the future brings. I'll give you anything, many kisses with a dozen roses. Woman of my heart, deep down within, all I want is you to love. You give me butterflies when I'm.
It's Pressure Bush Pipe, ladies and gentlemen. It's called All I Want. Dropping the joints you don't hear on the regular. Big rhythm. And guess who else I squeeze?
Show me to love and you open my eyes.
Yeah, man, I want that from a child. I'm a future children. My nieces, nephews, I'm my godchildren. Now all the youths out there, G Cole, send that one out for them. Joey, Justin, Millie, Marlea, Gavi, Christian, Caden. Yeah,
baby, you can always come home. I'm never too far. You can always come home. My love will follow you wherever. You can always come home. I'm never too far. You can always come home. My love will follow you wherever you are. 'Cause you did not try to mean it was not a word. I did not cry, don't mean it did not hurt. I'm not the crying type, for what it's worth. Now baby, you're my child, been loving you since birth. You don't know what you mean to me. Don't let it be more painful than it has to be. I'ma give you wings, I'll set you free. I think there's so much things I think you need to see. But if this crazy world starts bringing you down, then don't say your word and don't make a sound. Home is here, so head homeward bound. That's why cars got steerings, baby, turn around. Nothing wrong with taking 2 steps back so you can make 4 forward, get it back on track. That's why I'm here, your daddy's got your back. You can always come home. I'm never too far.
It is yours truly, G Cole. Raps and Kush Band. It's called Come Home. For my child, my god kids, my nieces, my nephews.
You can always come home.
Music.
Georgia, me love you. Keep me strong up when the wicked them are trying to overcome. Yeah. Thank you for life, Georgia. Oh yeah. I feel so happy today. Yeah. Thank you for life. No, Georgia.
Jack Cure.
I feel so happy today, yeah. Listen for them. Now listen to them. No matter what them walk on top, in a me yard, straight love me carry for them, yeah. Say them are my friend, yeah. But them me enemy them, yeah. No matter how them try backbite,
you turn my bad.
I'm sorry for them. Oh, Georgia. You see, I know them. Please just show them. Don't make them pass me. Me just want to know them. Georgia, me love you.
Thank you, Rhythm.
Keep me strong.
It's called Thank You for Life. It's Jack Cure.
You overcome.
Lawrence, we got you.
Thank you for life, Georgia. Oh, yeah. I feel so happy today. Yeah. Thank you for life.
Hope.
No, Georgia. I feel so happy today. Yeah. Listen for them. Now listen to them. No matter what them walk on top, in a me yard,
Straight love me carry for them, yeah. Say them are my friend, yeah. But I'm me enemy them, yeah. No matter how them try backbite me, me still a sorry for them. Oh Georgia, you see I know them.
Rhythms they are rolling on.
Them, don't make them pass me. Me just want to know them. Jah, you control your destiny.
Yes, man.
Yeah, you alone know what's best for me.
Rhythm sound familiar?
Whoa, wicked I'm out the street.
Had to drop some music in this mix, no?
Fancy shore. But me day, I say, thank you for life.
Music.
Oh,
it is yours truly, G Cole and Raps and Kush Band.
Oh, yeah.
The boy from Ocharias, singing about home.
Oh, right about the water, where the ocean meets the shore. On the north coast of Jamaica lives a girl that I adore. Her name is Ocharias, and I've known her all my life. She loves me, baby, she cares for me, she makes me feel so nice. My travels round the world means sometimes we're far apart.
I'm just saying,
but you'll always be my.
Here's how I feel about Ocharias.
You're always in my heart, baby. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm coming home to you. I know you love me, baby, and I hope you know I'm in love with you. You're always on my mind. What I've come to find. No matter where I am in the world, you know that the sun don't shine like when I'm with you. And this is what we'll do. Let's go horseback riding on the beach in the sunset. Me and you, we can do it all. Climb the river fall. We can do it all.
So when we talk about the music,
right about
we're living it, you know what I mean?
Where the ocean meets the shore.
We're living it, you know what I mean?
Don't stop Jamaica.
We're living it.
It's a girl that I adore. Her name is Ocharias, and I've known her all my life. She loves me, baby, she cares for me, she makes me feel so nice. My travels round the world mean sometimes we're far apart, but you'll always be my girl. You're always in my heart, lady. I'ma let it show. I want the world to know that our love goes deeper than a couple seasons. You watch me grow from a boy to a man. You understand? Let's go strolling on the beach, barefoot in the soft white sand. Let's go diving cold. Let's just walk the town. Let's go bamboo rafting down the white river till the sun goes down. Let's go sit in the park. Now it's getting dark, baby.
Backpack music.
Oh,
we're getting exclusive.
Whoa. Cause right down by the water, where the ocean meets the shore, on the north coast of Jamaica, is the selector they adore. That DJ they run the world, and I'm a bridging that feel like. And each and every day I be big tune and play them, and they know if it was the vibes. You see, I've traveled around the world, so sometimes we're far apart, but you can always, and you can always, and you can always kiss, baby. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm coming home to you. I know you love me, baby, and I hope you know I'm in love with you. You're always on my mind. Guess what I've come to find? No matter where I am in this world, you know that your sun don't shine like when I'm with you. And this is what we'll do. Let's go horseback riding on the beach in the sunset, me and you. We
could do it all. Climb Dunn's River Falls. We could do it all. Oh, oh, oh. Come and sit right down by the water. You listen, man, listen. I'm just saying. Oh, we're serious when we say we gotta protect the culture. Ooh, oh, yeah. Every angle, baby. Baby, oh, right down by the water, where the ocean meets the shore. On the north coast of Jamaica lives a girl that I adore. What up, Beverly? Her name is Ocharius, and I've known her all my life. She loves me, baby. She cares for me. She makes me feel so nice. My travels round the world. We got to protect. Sometimes we're far apart. We got to. But you'll always be my girl. You're always in my heart, baby. Guess what I'm gonna do? They're called Maoli. Well, it's another beautiful day. Feeling love all over the place. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Oh, yeah. Well, I've been all over the world. Seen a lot of things take their twists and turns. No one to blame. We're all the same. Gotta keep on moving. Sons and fathers, mothers and daughters. Everyone's got a good vibe. Come feel the sunshine, come let it feel right. Won't you come meet me in Irie? It's that Cali music. We're sipping on a beach in Hawaii. That Hawaii music. Ain't got a thing to do, but I like it. That feel good music. So won't you come meet me in Irie? Proper. It feels like yesterday I was lost and I needed a way. I gotta find myself. I know I gotta find myself. Yeah, I could take the worst and turn it around. Had to pay the price on the merry-go-round. For today is what I say. Let the price be the price we pay. Sons and fathers, mothers and daughters. Different kind of show today, all right? Got a good vibe. Yes, man. Feel the sunshine, come let it feel right. Won't you come meet me in Irie? We're sipping on a beach in Hawaii.
It's your boys, Blackavelli Sorted from London, UK. Touchdown in Montego Bay, heading to Ocharius, to the curls and turns of Fern Gully, to the green hills of Walker's Hood. One DJ, G Cole, with a homegrown show. Hey, G Cole, you smashing it.
Oh, yes. Say what's a place. Oh, yeah. See, there's this place I know I'd really love to take you. And I'm sure that you would really like it there. I see this place so clearly through my window. And there's a joy so sweet I taste it in the air. And woo woo, yes, I said this place is in my memory. It's the place our kids will never know. Take me back to the old days when dads used to nice and people were rocking away back till. Oh Lord, back to the old days, those days I adore. Lovers would on the dance floor. Back to the old days. Come and sit back in the old days. There's a love that overcomes me, and everyone that's in the crowd. I always
you hear me though it's loud? You see, this love is in a mind. It's a love our kids won't ever know. Take me back to the old days. And people were rocking way back to back in the old days. Hold on tight on the dance floor. Back in the old days. Lovers would hold on tight on the dance floor. Back to the old days.
Jay Will ain't here, so I can't defend part.
Back in the old.
I just can't. Hey, Jay Will.
Yo, hey, remember back in the day when dancehall used to nice. A place to relieve your stress and for all the vibes. Some big sound a play speaker tall to the sky. And when the bassline drop, you see dim the street lights. Roll up and sing and grab a Guinness. Big tune a play beat down the wall, me no business. And keep me eye lock and heart to little Phyllis. Later on after party we got down a Guinness.
In this place, it's in my memory. It's a place our kids will never know. Take me back to the old days when there's used to nice. People were rocking away.
So we gotta protect what we do, all right? We gotta protect it, protect it, protect it, protect it, protect it. You know what I'm saying?
Those days I used to.
Like I said, I've made my fair share of mistakes too. But don't worry about it. We're gonna make sure so we do it right. Remember, I told you I'll be writing songs for my favorite artists too.
Back in the old days.
We gotta go make sure the producers do the thing right. You know what I'm saying? We gotta.
Oh, baby, baby, can't you see I love you, baby?
It's singing melody.
I'm really trying to find the words to say. How much you mean to me. But baby, all the words get in the way. That's how it seems to be. Ever since I found that blessed day, heaven sent you love to me. You left me speechless. I don't know what to say. Send a special love. Oh baby, I never seen the night.
It's called Special Love.
You never send a special love. Oh baby, I never seen the night I cry.
Not just for the names you know, but for the names you don't know also. You know what I'm saying?
Comes the morning, the sun starts shining through.
Gotta get up out of here, y'all. I want to say thank y'all so much for rocking, all right?
Like
remember to hop over to YouTube and type in Homegrown with G Cole.
Pour a cup of
I got to go. Thank you for the radio folks listening in.
chair, pick up the
Lodge up Leroy Sibley's.
and smile from here to.
Remember, if you got violent vitriol and you're mad at people, make sure you're mad at the right folks. Leroy know where my mad at. But when you mad at folks, make sure you say the right people you vex with.
I feel like a child.
So for John Public, what's that serious? Marty fam, go vex with Sirius XM. Let them know.
That's what you do.
If your voice is loud enough,
I think
they gotta bring back the joint.
I'm in love. Think I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah, yeah.
Makikinika sa música Homegrown with G Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G Cole.
You said you're really happy the way these months have been. We've got a bottle chilling and the lights already dim. The night is just beginning. There's something else upstairs. Ooh, baby, oh, ooh, this love.
Again, I want to thank y'all so much for rocking, man. It's been a great day. Great week, great vibe. Thank y'all for the love. Remember to hit me up on social media at my G Cole, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That way I'll let you know who's going to be in the building, when they're going to be here, or what we're going to be talking about, all right? Thank you so much. Large up Julian, large up Hope. Linda, what up? Hey, Loris. Yutan G. Mish. Lawrence, big up yourself for the fam. Michelle. Julia Red Fox. Claudette. Arlene S.
Down in my knee.
Marvin Prince.
Oh, baby, that's what you do to me. Could this be love?
Gots to bound.
Could this be love?